Ramble.
This episode of the TryPod is brought to you by DoorDash. Use code TryPod for 25% off your order of $15 or more. As well, we'd also like to thank Raycon and Honey for sponsoring today's episode.
The Try Guys. Keith, Zach, Steve. Try Guys. Eating pizza? They'll try it. The Try Guys. Eating chicken? They'll try it. Try Guys. They're America's dads.
Welcome to the TryPod, and please welcome in our special guest for this week. You know him as jacksfilms. We know him as Jackie Jack. We've never called him that. Jack Douglas. It's a pleasure to have you, man. It's so
You can call me Jackie Jack. Thanks for having me, boys. Can't wait to try this out with you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Got a live studio audience today as well.
Oh, that's what they're for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You mentioned. I want to talk about you, but you mentioned Chugi, and I bet you Ned hasn't heard that phrase.
Oh no, I have. But
you
you know why I have is because like a freaking like New York Times article about it or something, right?
Yeah,
so that means that it's already past its prime. If I'm learning
100%.
about it through a legacy media publication,
I haven't heard it in real life yet until you just said it.
And you
I
used
read
it good.
another thing, and this is on TikTok, where that it was a whole conspiracy that millennials invent self-deprecating content that Gen Zers don't actually use or believe in, like Chugi.
Yeah.
They don't use that word. They never have.
I believe
millennials invented it about themselves to feel ostracized from the Gen Z audience.
Yeah.
100% believe it.
I mean, I'm on board with that. That does sound kind of like fun.
They don't get us.
As a millennial, I would
you know
like
what?
to.
I embrace being
Yeah.
Chugi.
Yeah. I mean,
Chuggy
Ned's
summer.
pretty chuggy. Yeah. For
Oh,
sure.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I legitimately enjoy pumpkin spice lattes.
They are
Yeah,
good,
right,
though.
sue me. Like, I'm sorry if it's basic. They're delightful.
They
All
are
right?
good.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't want sweetness dancing on your taste buds? Fuck off.
Right.
It's October. Get the fuck on board.
If you aren't getting your milk as hot as possible, what are you doing in life?
Doing it wrong.
But no, someone please explain Chugi to me like I'm 5.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that first. Yeah.
I
It's the new
actually,
basic.
I threw Ned under the bus, but I don't actually fully understand it
It's-
either.
Oh my God, you frickin'
I was hoping I could learn through you.
me.
As a resident youth, now I will say, Ned, I think that you embody a lot of what chuggy is.
Yeah. So ask what is it though?
Okay, so here's what it's
Means
like.
cool as fuck.
I
Live,
mean, I know I'm dope, but
live,
So explain how my dopeness translates to this
Yeah.
word.
live, laugh, love. That's chuggy.
right. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's like the kind of like Etsy,
Mm-hmm.
Etsy life.
Yeah.
On Mondays, I drink wine. Like that kind of... I don't know. Terrible example,
Yeah.
but I feel like
It's
that's
5
kind of-
o'clock somewhere.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
that's
true.
good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a true statement, though.
Now,
What
is
type of
a-
clothing though? Is it like
Like
sweaters?
like a novelty T-shirt that's like, my mom, like, I hate that bitch, something like that.
Whoa.
I don't
Sorry,
think. I don't
know
think
why that.
calling your
I don't
mom
know
a
why I said
bitch
that.
is
Verbatim. That's what the shirt says. Mama, I hate
Like
that bitch.
that?
I hate
My
that
mom?
bitch.
Oh, I hate that bitch.
Mama, you're
Telling me
listening, I
that's
love
chuggy?
you.
What kind of font is it
Are you
in?
saying like a
Comic
Disney
Sans.
World shirt worn unironically?
Yeah, well, like a Disney
I
adult.
think being a
I've heard of that.
Disney adult, chuggy,
Yeah.
associating with your Harry Potter house, chuggy.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm pointing at you,
Yeah,
Miles.
well, we were recording an episode after
Well, that's
this.
fucking bullshit because associating
Yeah.
with your Harry Potter house is pretty awesome.
Am I
How
right, fellow
else am I
millennials?
supposed to determine my personality through literature?
Right.
Apparently I'm a Hufflepuff now though, so that checks out.
Yeah, I took the test and it said I was just in Filch's house. Like,
Nice.
I don't know.
You're the cat?
I was the cat or just like his roommate.
Janitor house.
But I will say, I did prepare a whole segment for next podcast called "Are You Chuggy?"
Correct. Well, then
Ooh.
let's
But
delete
I'm
all
burning
this
it
and
off.
hold it.
Yeah.
No, well,
Wow.
Jack's here. I honestly, you had a question for us. I want to. This is your hour, man.
Yeah, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, how long have you guys been doing this podcast? I did not do my homework. I'm just
A
curious. how long
couple
you
years.
doing this. Yeah.
We're at
2 years,
100
I think.
Episode 110.
Wow.
Whoa.
We're the
Atta boys.
Simpsons.
Almost a
That's
couple
awesome.
years then.
Long enough that we should be better at it.
Wait, look at it. We got cool guests nowadays. Maybe you don't know Jack. He has a YouTube channel. He does a thing called Yesterday I Asked You. You're probably one of the best at user generated content. We
Thank
call
you.
that UGC in the biz. Basically, your fans do a
also my
lot of
favorite
your
anime.
work for you.
Yeah.
And that's dope. But it's
Yeah.
actually amazing the way that you interact with them. It's a very like you offer them something, they give you something in return, you give them something back, and it kind of goes back and forth. And it's like a long conversation.
It's sort of more of a community building than just making awesome videos and never talking about them.
Yeah.
It is a
That's
very
what we
it's a very hyper interactive community and environment.
Yeah.
And the whole Yai thing, it was fun. Like this show started off as a spin-off of a parody series I did, which is so there's a lot going on.
Sounds like YouTube right there.
I'll give you like the quick history. Back in YouTube, or 10 years ago, I only ever made like parodies and sketches and such, right? Like everyone else. And then, 7 years ago, I made like a parody Q&A show because it was kind of like hot to do a Q&A show series on your YouTube channel forever ago. So I made a fake one where I would answer all the questions, but they'd be like the wrong answers or sassy answers, very sarcastic, whatever. And so like in the middle of the run of that show, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of answering questions. I want to ask you guys something. So I'd ask a question and then do like a super rapid fire reading off their funniest answers because we all kind of shared the same sense of humor. Then I had so much fun doing that. I figured, well, I'm going to give this its own dang show. Hence, yesterday I asked you, or Yai.
And it's kind of become a trademark. So one of the things about you is I think you are one of, if not the only YouTuber that all of the Try Guys agree on. Like, yeah, I like watching Jack.
Oh,
I think you're literally
guys.
the only one.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
I just enjoy you. I just like, it's just fun. But what I love too is that you've cultivated an audience that picks on you and you pick on them back. And I'm so jealous of that dynamic. I think it's so fun.
Oh yeah, we rip into each other, but like, to
It's
an
a loving
extent.
ribbing. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes they go too far. And I'm like, well, all right. That was a little too surgical there. Like, but no, that's a big part of it too. Because like you throw yourself out on the internet, you got to laugh at yourself a little, right? Otherwise, you're just going to be eaten alive by those comments. Especially if all I do is read comments all day, which is my job.
Yeah.
I'm going to read some hurtful shit quite frequently. So you got to have thick skin and tough skin. But no, the ribbing each other process, it's a lot of fun because they know I can go after them, they can go after me,
How do you develop that thick skin for, maybe someone listening who feels like upset by the things they read about themselves
I get
online?
upset every week.
And I'm talking about myself.
Saying that, do you want to like?
Let's say there was a 33-year-old out there who made YouTube
Hypothetically,
content. So how do you do that?
No, I mean, I still, like I said, like every once in a while, something's just like real true. Like, fuck. All right. But what do you do? This month is my 15th year on YouTube.
I know. Unbelievable.
Which is, so like, and I still
How
like.
old are you?
So old. So old. I'm in my 60s on the internet, in internet years. But it doesn't, like, it gets easier. But like, even with all of this experience, I still, get hurt by a comment or two. But like, you just have to push through. It's like, all right, well, mute that person or whatever. Got to keep going. Got to push forward. Otherwise, this video won't get made or this week won't happen, etc. Because there's no option B. Like, yeah, it hurts my feelings, but it's like, I got to push on.
That's
I
an
got stuff to
interesting
do.
point where like viewing it as part of your work helps you better not go down like a rabbit hole of self-despair of like, I'm just looking at comments for data, or like I'm just looking at them for content. This one is not content. It's hurting my feelings. Let's move on to the one that I can actually use because I got to wrap this up. We're going to Chili's later.
Right,
Chili's,
exactly.
not a sponsor, but damn, those wings.
How did you know I was
they
going
got
there?
them baby back ribs. So here's something funny you deal with, being that we don't, and maybe we have something we deal with you don't, because you're a YouTuber, you are your channel, just you, right? So you're in every video. The four of us, we're not always in every video, and sometimes all four of us are in the video together. That's like the most fun. I think maybe the most hurtful thing is when there's just no comments about you whatsoever. And it's like, it's not negative or positive. You're just like, wow, everybody's loving Zach in this video. Got some shout outs for Ned. Actually talking about Eugene. He's like, nothing about
Where's
me.
the love for
I
me?
was in the video.
Sometimes
Sure.
one person isn't in the video and their comments asking about that person
Right.
and nothing about you.
Nothing about you.
I was
Oh
here.
my God.
they
So
don't
I
care.
just announced a cookbook, right? Yay, everyone's excited. I'm excited. You're excited. But in our cookbook announcement video, most of the comments were like, cool, Ned has a cookbook. Now, where's Eugene's alcohol line? I was like, you guys, come on.
Same.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wrote this ding-dang book
Can I just
for a
have
year
one
and
day?
a half.
One day for me.
DateNightCookbook.com.
Are you thinking about a specific video, Keith, that you deserved more shout outs for?
I don't know. Even just the last one that came out, they don't say anything about me. It's just like something that I
True.
notice every so often. Just sometimes just nothing about you in the comments, and you're like, that's just. was I in the video? And then people are like, it makes you wonder because sometimes people are like, where is this person in the video? It's like, well, maybe I should miss a video or two. Maybe I should be absent for a little while. Get craving.
Makes the heart grow fond.
That's
Really?
what they say.
Maybe they're sick of me.
Where's Keith? I haven't seen Keith in so long. Is he okay?
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
There you go.
Keith's
Take a
working
break.
on a secret fried chicken project.
Whether it's for work or play, a lot of us are gonna be on the move again this summer. So my advice to you, take your Raycons with you.
That's right. Whether you're listening to your favorite album,
You don't want
or
to continue
perhaps-
that flow?
I just thought that was a good
Okay.
intro.
All right.
Whether you're listening to your favorite album, or maybe you're listening to this very podcast right now while you're walking, why not be doing that with a pair of Raycon wireless earbuds? It'll make all the difference to that listening quality.
You get crisp, powerful beats at half the price of other premium audio brands.
Raycons look great, and they feel even better. They come in a range of cool colors and customizable gel tips included for a comfortable in-ear fit.
Listen up! Raycon's offering 15% off all other products for our listeners, and here's what you gotta do to get it. Go buy raycon.com/tripod.
There, you're gonna get 15% off your entire Raycon order, and it's such a good deal. You're gonna want to grab a pair and a spare. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/tripod. Buyraycon.com/tripod. What kind of beat was that?
Okay, so 15 years on YouTube. You, like, what even the fuck was YouTube when you started? It has gone through so. I feel like we are now at a point where I'm like, wow, we've been on YouTube for so long,
Elder statesman.
and we're not even half of that.
No.
I mean, well, first off, you gave stars to videos and stuff, but you know that.
Also,
Like
before
5
you go
stars.
into that, let me also say
I did
that
not.
for being on YouTube so long, you have a remarkable consistency of views still. Like, that is a rarity
Sorry.
to still be killing it.
Relevant.
Thank you. It sucks. It's so dang hard. No, it's really hard because like it's just you obsess over. I mean, like just this morning, I upload a video at 10, and then I'm immediately checking the analytics. Like, okay, like because it gives you that rating system. Like out of the last 10 videos, how well it did. Okay, well,
I don't think people know that actually. Like, so we have an app and it kind of ranks all of your videos against your last videos.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're just kind like
So you're comparing yourself with yourself, which
Always,
actually is helpful because, you know, you
your own
want
worst
to be
enemy.
dialing your content into whatever is like the best.
but when you have that 10 out of 10, you're like, fuck.
what am I doing wrong? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So that messes with your head all the time.
It does.
But like, what was YouTube like back then? So like even back then, there were still like the advent of internet personalities, but it was still sketch comedy was king.
Yep.
It was like you didn't like the videos that blew up were funny short sketches. Nothing over
4 minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
that was even long.
2.5 is about the sweet
It was a
spot.
sweet spot back
The
then.
more racist characters, the better.
That's honestly, yeah, there was a lot of that too. Yeah.
That, you know, what were you saying about the truth cutting dude?
Yeah. But no, it was just it was a wildly different genre. Like I said, not a lot of personality content. You know, there wasn't like the Me Show. You know, like there wasn't a lot of that.
It wasn't about people's actual lives. It was more like
No.
a funny,
There
like
were
a character
vlogs
or
every
something.
now and then, but it was just like sketch comedy was big. Parodies were really, really big.
Interesting, because I feel like sketch comedy isn't quite as big on YouTube now.
Oh, it's almost completely not big.
Yeah.
And actually, that shift, I think, really majorly happened around the time we came in. Not because of us, but I think that we
Nice.
really benefited it because of it. Right? Like, we introduced you at a time that they were trying to optimize for watch time. It got longer. And then you saw a lot of people shifting their content strategy.
Although ironically, most of my 20s I spent getting good at writing sketches.
Yeah, you were just,
now
you,
it's
you
just
got to YouTube too late.
completely wasted. Yeah, I did.
Okay, if you could bring one thing back, like, YouTube's not what it used to be.
Ooh.
Brie, I want it to be like it was. What are we doing? Who we throwing out? Who we bringing back in?
Bring back Reply Girls. You know, gotta bring. Do you guys know Reply Girls?
No.
Oh, okay. No. This is old school. This is like 10 years ago. So like when people would make a video, you had the option to reply with your own video.
Oh, yeah. I remember
So
this.
Kind of like the
remember
Tic
this.
Tac.
Right.
yeah, kind of like the Tit Tac. So So there was a kind of this subculture known fondly as reply girls that these girls would provide no commentary about the video. It was just an excuse to just like show off in front of the camera and just kind of like appear in this feed, because it would be like a little micro feed below the main video.
Some prime real estate.
Yeah, exactly. And it was kind of a frowned upon, like the community hated it, and eventually YouTube got rid of that feature, that function. But
probably also before the days of YouTube being able to identify cleavage in thumbnails as something that people didn't want, and to specifically like lower it in surfacing. Right?
Yeah.
Like there's like 2014, if you put boobs in a thumbnail, YouTube didn't know they were boobs, but everyone's clicking on them. We're like,
right.
Whoa, boobs.
15 amazing toaster facts.
Yeah,
just a lady with a huge
Cans.
butt.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's not about toasters.
But I'm clicking on it.
But maybe
now
it is.
YouTube
I gotta
like
click to
has
find
some
out.
like, I don't know, way of doing some technology thing where it's like, we'll flag it if it has boobs in the thumbnail. And, if it's clickbaity like that, then make it so that no one sees it.
I do remember that reply feature because I made a music video to Kesha's Blow.
No, you did not.
Damn.
And
Wow.
when I was
Oh, I love it.
15, and I replied to Kesha's video being like, this is going to put us on the fucking map.
How old were you,
Okay,
Miles?
I was probably 16, 15.
Hell yeah.
Oh my
Where is
God.
this video?
I took it offline, but
can we-
maybe I'll
bring it
leak
back.
it again.
Special
I
It
treat.
was Blow, but me and my friends doing the video. Just like
I
we
love
were
it.
like us around town, like kind of awkwardly, like, okay, what if I come out of a porta potty on this line?
Yeah.
Did you also
Yeah.
make a Doritos Super Bowl commercial?
Oh my God, yes.
We did
feel
not.
like
but that's
Did
awesome.
you?
Hell yeah.
I did.
They were awful.
It was like young filmmaker #1 dream.
What was your Doritos commercial?
So it wasn't my own. It was like for friends. And so like they I can shit on it because they wrote it. I was just in. But it was like, a guy gets kicked in the nuts and his voice is falsetto. There was like a hot chick, a woo guy. It was like the worst. It was just like bottom of the barrel, lowest common denominator kind of shit.
Hey,
but
Middle America's gonna eat that up, baby.
absolutely, and we
Or
got
at least
first
our-
place. No, not
Our thought of what Middle America is gonna eat that up.
That's fair. So yeah, that's a really good point though. It really was such a staple of like young ass filmmaking 101. That's
Yeah.
so true.
I
never made one.
I remember mine, and because I wrote it, so no excuses here. It's a lady at a bus stop standing next to a man who has a Doritos bag for a head. At the bus stop, the lady finishes her Doritos, and the man promptly leans down and opens his head and offers her Doritos. She takes Doritos, and he falls to the pavement dead. And then it cuts to a hospital where a doctor comes in and looks at a woman with a Doritos bag head holding a baby Doritos.
Oh my
And
God.
The doctor just shakes his head no, and the woman just puts the hand over where her mouth should be. And it just says
What is that
Doritos.
implying?
See, that's clever.
What do
It
you
was that
imply?
Doritos give their life for you. But we never think past the bag.
Okay, see, that's leagues ahead of whatever I was
weird,
saying.
and they obviously didn't go for
Middle America ate it up.
it. It was
I like
so
the
funny.
imagery. It's quite
It was cool.
Beautiful.
It was pretty
That's
well
hilarious.
made. It was so funny, but it was obviously too dark. It was just too dark. I think it cuts back to the doctor eating Doritos. at the
Nice.
very end, too. We
That's good.
presume that he's killed the mother.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well,
That's pretty great.
I got more questions for you, Jack.
Hit me.
I was thinking last night. I started looking at your Wikipedia page, so I've got a bunch, and I've got some heavy hitters. Okay.
Oh.
First one though, I'm gonna turn the lens back on us. Okay, 15 years on YouTube. Try Guys, year 15. What the fuck even is that?
Ooh.
Because you've evolved, you've gone through different periods of Jack's films. What do you have any predictions for us? Do you guys have any predictions for us? I'm keeping myself out of this.
So what year is this for you guys? What number year?
You're 6.
yeah.
Okay, this is
Well,
so
maybe
No, it'll be seven.
Seven?
Yeah,
Don't.
we're 7.
so 8 years
So long.
from now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the YouTube space is gonna change.
That's more than double what we've done.
Yeah.
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 Try Guys midlife crisis series.
Oh man.
We aren't there yet.
What's gonna be popular in 8-9 years from now?
I think it'll just all be branded content. It'll
Love
just
it.
be like
What a great
Dunkin'
future.
Donuts presents everything.
Sounds great.
Because I feel like brands are now woke to the idea that it's just like, yeah, this is what content is. We want to do it. The little Dunkins, Charlie D'Amelio, shout out. But yeah, I also think you guys are all dead and I run the company.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
full on board with that.
that content will all be VR, and you put on the mask to be, and you choose in a Try Guys video to be Zach, Ned, Keith, or Eugene, and you play out the video experientially as the person you chose it to be, and you go try bowling, but you maybe pick Eugene, and you're just strangely good at it for no reason at the end of the game or whatever it is.
Oh, so it's VR where depending on what character you are, you either are good or you suck.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very frustrating experience.
Yeah, well, VR is all about that.
So Ready Player One kind of deal.
Yeah, kind of Ready Player One meets YouTube
Yeah.
content. And you
Like
could
Choose Your Own Adventure, Ready Player One.
Yeah, and you could go
It's
in
a game where you wake up, you're in Keith's bedroom.
Yeah.
What do you do next?
Right, you gotta have coffee in bed.
Yeah, have coffee in bed, as Keith always does.
God, that's a crazy thought. I mean, VR is blowing up.
We all shop online.
I do it.
We all love doing it.
I'm gonna admit it. I do it.
I'm
proud.
Maybe you buy food. There's lots of things we buy online. It's become very second nature for us people to do that. But when you're shopping online, are you always getting the best deal? Let me tell you, honey, that you should be using the plugin Honey. It is incredible. Basically, let me just break it down as simple as I can. You get in your checkout window, you have the Honey plugin already installed in your browser. You click the button, it's going to be like, yeah, I bet there are coupons. Let me search for you. It searches the internet. It finds you the best coupon it can. It brings it back to you. You put it in that little field, and then boom.
I bought myself a bed frame.
Bro.
Gonna be a big old adult. I saved over $500 frickin' dollars, bro.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding. Yeah, it was a huge discount. I couldn't believe it.
Let me just tell you that Honey has found its over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings. And if you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on free savings. It's literally free. It installs in a few seconds. And by getting it, you're going to do yourself a solid and you're going to support our little podcast here. So get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/tryguys. That's joinhoney.com/tryguys.
I go back and forth on whether I think VR will really, because you guys love it, right? You get
it's
invested in
amazing.
it, but like it's also something that it's totally like removes you from the world rather than is a shared kind of viewing experience. And I think that will always kind of limit it to an extent.
Except that, Ned, there's games where just like any other thing, you are on a server and you're hanging out with people and you can see their avatars and you can go
is Ready
have a
Player
bowling
One.
night together and it is
Wow.
experiential.
Wow.
And it
It's
is
only
like-
going to get better.
Wow.
Like it's only going to get more photorealistic.
There's people who do movie watch parties.
Yes.
And they literally all put on VR headsets. And their VR headset puts them in a theater next to all their virtual
a
friend
cool idea.
avatars, and they watch a movie.
I know what really is going to happen if you really want me to get like real nerdy with it.
What?
It's going to have to be led by the gaming industry, and specifically Xbox or PlayStation is going to introduce a very cheap VR add-on. It'll be like a $60 headset that goes along with your Xbox. If you want me, there's my favorite Jay Baruchel moment in Tropic Thunder where he gives the history of Blu-ray versus HD DVD.
Right.
And the reason that Blu-ray ended up winning out is because of gamers and because of porn.
Right.
They both adopted Blu-ray over HD DVD, and that won the race.
Do you play VR stuff?
Yeah, we have an Oculus Quest 1 and 2 back home, and oh my god, every time I don't play them enough, but every time I play them, I'm reminded of like what it was like playing N64 for the first time as a kid. It's that feeling again, and I love it's amazing. It's like playing Mario 64 for the first time every time. You know what was that?
A whole new world.
Gotcha. It's much like
one more time with that singing, if you can.
Yep.
I thought you
okay,
were
that's
recording
what I
Mario. I was like, when did you say that?
I don't think that's
singing
Mario
Mario.
64.
Oh, it's Super Sunshine. That's
Yeah.
No, it really is magical because it's just so hyper interactive, and like it's Oculus. It's the Quest. So I know I'm not getting like the crazy 8K most hyper realistic experience, but I know where it's going, and like I'm really optimistic. Like, yeah, this can be the future of gaming if they make it more accessible, more portable, more realistic, and just less. If they flatten that learning curve. Where it's a little less controller based and more finger based. Once they got that,
That'd be cool.
I am very, very on board.
The sad, realistic answer of what sort of content we'll be making in 15 years is whatever the YouTube algorithm back calculates that we should be making. Whatever
but
we
true.
think that the YouTube algorithm thinks that we should be making is what we'll actually end up making.
Yeah.
That's depressingly real.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one more hard-hitting question, then a fun one.
Yeah.
What does success on YouTube mean to you? Right? Because like I think so many people, as they're coming up, it's just, okay, I have to build my numbers. I have to build. But at a certain point, you've built your community. And then now what? Is it continuing to grow forever? Is it feeding the people that have brought you here? Is it finding a format that you love and keeping it? Is it continuing to innovate? Is it doing what you think the algorithm wants? Or is it saying, fuck you, algorithm, I'm going to give what I want and what the people deserve? Mm-hmm. That's hard hitting.
That's a lot. That's a big thing.
I'm working on an answer. Yeah. Because there's like 15 parts in that question. God damn. So being 15 years, so many phases. I've tried so many different types of content, and I failed so many times. And I 15 years later, I still don't really know what I'm doing. This is the first.
That's very comforting to hear.
Yeah.
I love that.
Still don't know. But I'll tell you, this is the first, not just year. This is the first like month, week, whatever you want to call it, that like I'm finally like I have a team, and we slightly talked about this when we bumped into each other a few weeks ago. But I find like because beforehand I was doing everything solo.
Wow.
Whoa.
And it's very, very, very hard. So now I'm slowly like building out a team of editors, a team of people to help me with that comment getting, for lack of a more scientific term.
Sourcing, I
We'll
think.
generally call it researchers.
Research. Let's do that. That sounds. I have a team of researchers, a small team of editors, etc. But I'm trying to get to. So I'm trying to get to uploading daily. Like for me, here's success.
Whoa. Okay, so you're doubling down.
Here's my success. Like success for me. Like once I hit this goal, I'll be like, now I'm successful. But like, and it's not even the numbers game, views and subs like that. For me right now, I will be successful once I can firmly maintain a schedule of 7 videos a week, daily uploads.
Whoa.
And my editors are editing 6 out of those 7 videos. If I hit that mark, I will consider myself somewhat successful.
Oh.
And we're getting there.
And why that? Why 7 a day? Why, or 7 a week? What?
Because I want to. All right, how do I phrase this without sounding
I'm
awful?
feeling the opposite. I'm like, maybe we should do one video every other week. Maybe we should just disappear.
Well, you're not the only person I've spoken to who's also like, because I spoke to one of my good friends and an awesome fellow YouTuber who's been doing it for a very long time as well. And he like, he showed me his whole setup and it's amazing. He's got like double the team I've got. He spits videos out like a factory. They're daily. And he's trying to scale back. He wants to do greater, more ambitious, bigger content.
Which isn't necessarily always what YouTube wants, right?
Right. And meanwhile, I'm trying to like get to his level. Like there's kind of like a passing of the ships or something. Like, he's going where I'm at and I'm trying to go where he's at. But I want to go daily just because I can. I know I can. I've been wanting to go daily for like 5-6 years, and I never have. I struggle.
Where are you at now?
I'm at like 5. I'm at 5 a week right now, weekdays, and I'm trying to fill out weekends. And I'm really, really close to getting there. I just got to stockpile a little bit more, and then mid to late June, I think the dailies will be coming.
Wow.
And do you feel that there is a very good alignment between what your heart as a creator wants to make and what the audience is expecting from you? Because I think that's the trickiest thing. Like if you get now into a place where like, well, I'm making stuff, but I want to make this other stuff.
Sure,
but
imagine you pour hours, emotional energy, creative energy, actual money, and then you make something and the audience is like, I
like the old shit.
I like the old shit better.
That happened to me this year, like
Really?
a few months ago. Yeah. So I started this year with my whole, I'm only going to upload once a week and it's going to be one big, ambitious, fun video. And I would put my blood, sweat, and tears into one, like honestly, weeks into one video for weekly videos. And they just didn't pay off. Like the viewers, it wasn't their bag. They didn't care for it, and it's fine. And it's like, so then something clicked. It's like, why am I working harder and not smarter? Because then I made one video where it's kind of like this new sort of format I'm doing now, but I tried it and it just did so much better. And I had more fun shooting it. And it was so much easier. And that's when it clicked. It's like, what the hell am I doing? Killing myself over these like passion projects when I can just have a lot more fun cranking out these shorter and honestly, they're more fun to shoot. They're just more fun to prep for. And the way that I have it set up is, so like I said, like 6 out of my 7 videos are these series. They're series that I can mass produce and, give out to editors. I want to save one weekly video to be like my grab bag video. I can make that whatever I want. It can be a parody. It can be a music video, a sketch, a shit post, a YouTube short, a compilation, a Twitch highlight, anything I want.
Try Guys diss track.
It's coming out in July.
You read us the new theme song.
Yeah.
Hell
You
yeah.
read us the one, and it was really good. Could use an update.
Part 2 coming out this summer. You
I
got
would
it.
love
Yeah.
to see it. Love to hear it.
But like, I'm still giving myself like that freedom to like do 1 for me and then 6 for you. You being like the viewers, the audience, whatever. And that's fine. Like, that's like a sweet spot. Like, if I can maintain that, I'll be happy because I can still fuck around and experiment and try weird shit on Mondays. And, it'll either do okay or not at all. And that's what the other 6 videos are for.
Miles, can we make the intro to this episode Jack's theme song for us?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Thanks, guys.
That makes me happy.
Do you ever get concerned in going from 5 to 7 that you will get that oversaturation of content, like too much content?
I don't. Because
Who
I
could
see
ever
the
get
numbers.
enough of him?
I mean, I get it. It's just, well, do you see that? Here's a way maybe we would tell. Do Mondays do better than Thursdays?
That's a good point. They don't. They fluctuate. I'll tell you, Tuesdays and Thursdays do really well for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know, but like so that's why Mondays are going to be my grab. Not why, but it's just like it's just easier for me to. I think it's just a happy accident that it happens to fall on that same like schedule. But yeah,
the great thing about daily is you're getting into people's daily routines, right? Like, I think
That's true.
part of when we like, because we'll do our 2 videos a week every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 a.m.
They know.
But then sometimes we'll add in like a Monday
Plug in
video.
your thing.
right.
I'm just
right.
This is
Maybe
how,
some of Jack's fans are here, Zach.
Okay, go.
Maybe they're like, I love him
crisscross,
so
man.
much. I will listen to this podcast of mostly people I don't care for.
sorry,
And
Material
I've been so turned on by their charm. I want to know when their videos come out. And
My
Ned was
point is, we
there.
have one thing that's so set in stone that I can have a little jingle for it. That thank you for derailing. It was, but the other stuff is kind of random. And I guess for you have 5 days, but then if you can really do 7 days, all of a sudden everyone is like, oh, at 8 a.m. I kind of brush my teeth with Jack. Also, if you're brushing your teeth at 8 a.m., what are you doing?
You're a monster. Yeah. After breakfast.
you have to save it till at least 1 p.m. to brush your teeth. Everybody knows that.
3 for me.
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna watch the Try
yeah.
Guys, but then Zach was so certain that I already know their upload schedule. I'm out of here. Cocky bastard.
It's worth exploring. I mean, like I've been wanting this for so long. But I do feel like, because there's always a big dip on the weekends, and I feel like, well, what if I upload it on the weekend? We'll find out. We're gonna see.
I get you. I watch one person who posts almost daily, and I like that there's always one piece of content I can rely on no matter what day it is. And even if I don't watch it every day, I'll be like, oh shit, there's 3 videos because I haven't watched the last 2 days. That's so much for me to watch while I'm on this treadmill. This is great. So I do like the idea of daily posting, especially when it's something consistent.
What I did last night with your videos, like I haven't watched Jack in a couple weeks, and I jumped on and just was cooking dinner and watched a bunch, and it was great.
They're
I think
funny.
for us, one thing we see is that since we're a brand that's so based on experiential things, trying awesome stuff during the pandemic, we kind of, with everyone had to be like more stuck in our houses, and then our content reflected
We wanted to lead by example. We were being responsible people,
Sure.
and also
Hell
like
yeah.
the people need content right now. Let's keep making videos.
So there's this sense where, when we do the things that are more fantastical, which, PS take a lot longer to produce, to line up, to, schedule everything, probably also to edit, that it's like performs better. So in order to make something more frequent, we would have to make something like quote unquote smaller, which would just be always in the studio. Maybe it would work, maybe it wouldn't. But right now we have this sensation that, doing the bigger things is what the people want, which, how do we do big things all the time? Maybe we should just publish less.
You also sprinkle in that we kind of have just used this over the last couple of years to just be like, hey, I have this thing that I just want to do, and here's our audience, and I'm just going to do it. And I think to our detriment in terms of like optimizing our views and efficiency, but to our betterment in terms of experimentation and personal creative fulfillment, whatever that's worth. Right. But we like mixing in weird shit sometimes because it's fun.
Ooh, we interrupt this scintillating conversation of the Try Guys to let you guys know about DoorDash. Do you love DoorDash? I love DoorDash because it is so good for everything you need to get. Not only can you get the dinner or the lunch or the late night that you're wanting, but you can also get stuff from the grocery store.
My least favorite thing in the world is I go shopping. That's happened to me this weekend, and then I get home and I'm putting my stuff away. I'm like, I forgot the thing.
It's easy, it's fun. You open the DoorDash app, you choose what you want from where you want. Your items are going to be left safely outside your door with a contactless delivery drop-off setting. And baby, you know there's 300,000 partners in the US, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Australia, so you can support your neighborhood go-tos, or you can choose from your favorite national restaurants like Popeyes, like Chipotle, perhaps even the Cheesecake Factory. It's up to you. And for a limited time, you guys can get 25% off and zero delivery fees on your first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code TryPod. That's 25% off up to $10 value and zero delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code TryPod. Don't forget, that's code TryPod for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Subject to change, terms apply.
How do you transition a format from a test to like anchoring a day of the week? Is it just if it blows up, you're like, well, I'll try it again, and then if that one blows up, you're like, okay.
So you're at like, how do I pick the day of the week? You mean?
No. How do you when do you identify something as being like worthy of serializing?
Well, I'll tell you this. I kind of had like just a whole refreshment. I don't even know how, like a renaissance, a reawakening. So what happened was like earlier this year, I was just, and not even that, the last year, I've been really struggling with YouTube in terms of passion, in terms of like wanting to make videos. I have been struggling with like idea generation just because, not going out just means
what possibly happened in the last calendar year.
I couldn't pinpoint it.
Yeah, weird.
But it really like just the whole like quarantine just really messed with my creativity, as did everyone else, but like, me as well. And so I struggled with ideas, and the videos that I was making at the time, I didn't really care for, but like, I had brand fulfillment. So I had to make this video. This had a deadline, and I wasn't happy with what I was putting out, but I had to make it. And so honestly, just a few weeks ago, like a month or two ago, I tried this new thing. It's like this blind format is what I'm calling it. So
it's perfect.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So normally,
it just makes so much sense too. When it happened, I'm like, oh yeah, obviously.
I know,
Yeah.
But here I am, like 5 years into I've never thought of this. So like, normally when I make it, I ask a question. Like describe your ex in 4 words, and then I read all the comments and I whittle down to like a top 20 to 40 or so, and then I read those on. But I've seen all the answers prior, obviously. I had, I tried something different. A friend offered this to me. Like, why don't you like have your moderators or your viewers pick the answers for you, and you don't know what you're about to read on camera. So
That's
I tried
funny.
that for a
great.
episode.
Yeah.
And it just like, it woke me up. All of a sudden, I'm like genuinely, I'm laughing on camera, like, just catching myself.
It feels more like we're hanging out. Like you are, you are breaking.
You're
so
capturing
real.
the first reaction.
The first reaction you're seeing, because like every time I read a comment, it's
That's
now for the first
interesting.
time.
So it's
and
less
I've never
of a
done that.
performance and a joke writing, and more of a kind of like
Yes.
in the moment reacting.
And then I still riff. Like once I like collect myself, then I can like, riff and commentate on what I just read. So obviously I'm applying that to Yesterday I Asked You. I'm also applying it to old shows I also gave up last year because I was getting sick of Your Grammar Sucks. I wasn't having fun doing it anymore. Now I love it because it's blind. Same thing with my Q&A show. I was sick of Jackass. I just kept getting the same questions over and over again. I didn't know how to make it funny anymore. Now the Jackass is fun. I kind of brought back I didn't bring it back, but I kind of adapted the Wired format, those Wired videos, where they peel off the things.
Complete.
So instead of like Google searches, it's just it's questions for me that I don't know what the questions are, because like I make this little board, this little arts and crafts style board, but I take out my glasses and contacts and I print them out and I'm like gluing together this board, but I'm making sure not to spoil it for myself.
That's so funny.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun
Do you
doing
film that?
Yeah. Oh, I did the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I wore sunglasses indoors, so I really wouldn't spoil it. I'm blind and also like really blind.
Tinted, yeah.
It's tinted, right? But it's so much fun having this prop, and all of a sudden, this show that I swore I would never do. I even made a Last Jackass episode in October last year. It's back and it's better than ever because I'm having I don't know, this question could suck. Here we go. Whoop. And it's just, everything has this second life to it now. And so to answer your question, a very roundabout way to answer your question, but once I realized I could have fun again doing these shows that I wasn't having fun with, that's when I realized, let's churn them out. Let's go. I'm going to have fun with this for a long freaking time. I don't see this getting stale anytime soon. Let's turn this into a factory and make 6 of these every week.
And that's what success looks like to me on YouTube.
Wow, that's beautiful.
That's success to me. We'll see if it holds up, but that's my goal this month.
So I did a whole Wikipedia deep dive, as I keep teasing. And by deep dive, I mean I just read it. First of all, also quick addendum, we're gonna have to put a pin in this, follow up another episode. The 3 of us don't have individual Wikipedia pages.
Really?
It's some bullshit. The Try Guys Wikipedia page, very well kept up. Like impressively so. So I know whoever's doing it, I know I'm asking you for a little more work, but you can make a great Wikipedia page for us. We can maybe offer some lies.
We've done some cool things individually too, guys.
What about my early life?
We'll do that next episode.
What about my career?
We'll write our own
Because you
Wikipedia. I'm not
get
gonna
to
waste
tag Al
Jack's
Gore
time.
in my first sentence. Keith was born in Carthage, Tennessee, home of birthplace of Vice President Al Gore. And the one line, so important.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That would be in a Wikipedia entry.
Get your heights in there too, like 7'5".
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely want the goofy stats.
Zach is 3'8". So a very fun nugget. If you guys have seen Jack's videos, you know that he loves making music, a passion he shares with Keith.
Yeah.
Keith, did you know that Jack also plays the French horn?
Oh shit! Oh shit! All right, what years?
I played from 7th grade until
so
sophomore
exciting.
year
Look
of
at them go.
college. So I
Damn.
played 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
Yeah, middle school. So like 5th or 6th grade.
So I played trumpet in 5th and 6th grade, and then I switched to French horn.
Oh, okay. Why'd you switch?
I switched to French horn because my band director asked me to do it, and he convinced me saying that because there were no French horns in the high school. So he needed to teach someone young so there would be a French horn player in the high school. And he said, here's the thing. You could get really, really good at trumpet, and you'll have competition for the rest of your life that's also really, really good.
Yeah.
You can get really, really good at the French horn. You will also still have competition, but far less.
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
just less
I
players.
played trumpet.
And he said, and additionally, if you'll switch, he's trying to have the sidebar. Additionally, if you switch to French horn, I'll teach you this summer for free. So he would give me free
so cool.
lessons.
That's a
He
good
would give
hookup.
me a French horn from the
so
high school to use. And then I played French horn, and I got really into it. Did you do? Where'd you grow up?
Yeah, where'd you grow up?
I grew up. Well, Keith, I grew up in Columbia, Maryland.
Oh wow!
And I went to college in DC, American U, and then I moved out here in 2010. But yeah,
2012 for me.
So I played French horn in middle school, 5th, 6th grade, like I said.
That's cool.
And then all 4 years high school. I didn't play it in college though. And you did.
Okay, yeah, but you started 2 years before me, and I went 2 years longer than you. So it's the same amount of time.
Thing. Look at that.
Except that I initially went to college as a French horn performance major. That's what I thought I was going
Damn.
to do.
What did you end up doing?
This.
No, I mean, like, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. What was your?
What did I end up doing?
Was that your major through and through?
No,
What do you do for a living, Keith?
I actually
I'm not familiar with the
do
Try Guys.
theater major with a music minor.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm a music minor too. What the hell, yo?
You know, Keith, I wasn't sure if you were in the Try Guys, and I went to the last video, and there was like no mention of you.
I noticed that too. But yeah, I played French horn. I was very, very into it. I played all the things. I did solo and ensemble. Went to music camps. I was very.
Marching band ever?
Oh yeah, I did marching
Hell
band.
yeah.
Played the mellophone.
No, yeah, that's what they gave you.
It's time for a French horn off. Guys, we have 2 French horns.
Oh my god!
Wow, no man, Ned just walked in too. I really wish.
Perfect time.
Have you played it recently?
God no, I haven't played it since high school. I'm pretty sure.
Well, if
How do you think that got on your Wikipedia? Because it's prime real estate, or maybe it just stuck out to me. But I saw it and I'm like, whoa, this is a key
what?
fact of your life.
It's probably because I brought it up in another relic of YouTube past. Draw my life.
Oh,
Remember
we never
that?
got to do one.
We never have done that.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
Honest, I swear to God, if you guys bring it back for a video, it's gonna come back and
You're right. It's time to come back. I think you could also
trendsetters do it.
You could do a 3-minute long TikTok that also would mostly get everybody.
TikTok.
Yeah, but who has time for a 3-minute TikTok?
Okay,
Yeah, I
well, let's
don't either.
reinvent it. Draw My Life is so 20, whatever. Dance My Life. I'm going to do
There it is.
TikTok.
Whoa.
There it is.
TikTok dances that tell the story of my life.
Yep.
Renegade, and you're like,
And then tutting.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Yeah, that's
we're on.
good.
We're
I hate it already. Do it.
Well, if you want to borrow my French horn to like work it back
they are
up,
still talking
let me
You
know.
have a French horn.
I have a French horn.
Incredible.
I also, and the
Incredible.
audience will know this soon, is I learned the trombone. Because I always like wanted to play the trombone because it was the other hard one.
Yeah.
And it is hard.
It is because how do
play.
you have to how do you control pitches?
Fuck, you
Yeah.
gotta
Like, it's not button
memorize. You have to
pressed.
memorize a bunch of invisible placements.
We wanted a soundboard for the podcast, and it was too expensive. So Keith was like, "Oh, I'll just do it live."
Awesome.
But yeah, I actually haven't played in a couple of weeks. I want to get back into tromboning.
Couple weeks.
But there's
My
a lot of
God.
work. There's a lot of work.
Oh, would
we
you
have
say
to
your
do
trombone's
outside
a
of
little
it.
rusty?
Okay.
Yay!
please.
Get bodied.
Yeah.
But let me
You
know
just
if you want to
got
borrow
got.
French horn.
I would thank you.
But you have to make a video of you trying to relearn it.
Oh, naturally. Yeah. I'm not gonna do it without filming myself.
Exactly. You can't have a hobby that's not content.
That was cute.
Yeah,
That was
cute.
what a fun
Did
little.
you ever play
tangent.
Concert Rondo
What's
by
that?
Mozart? It's the one that goes ba ba bum ba ba bum ba 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 bum bum ba ba bum ba ba bum bam ba 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 bum ba da bum ba ba bum.
I was never that good, probably not.
I've been given the next section finger, but I could watch this all day.
You're
I
really
think you're
good.
detective, yeah.
Is this the wrap up or
This is
just
go
move
to
on?
the
Miles.
next. Yeah, go to my section.
Okay,
Stop
okay.
talking about the French horn.
Oh well. Now it's time for our final segment, where the youngest and least experienced of us, who has not been on YouTube for 15 years, gives advice. It's advice that'll go for Miles with Miles Bonsignore.
Buckle up, Jack.
It's advice that'll go for miles.
Once again, I usually do this just in front of them, and I got super comfortable. So having guests is a little nerve-wracking for me.
What's with your like just sort of room temperature lunch?
That's mine.
Oh, it's Zach's. So
Yeah.
why is it over by Miles?
I wanted to intimidate him with it.
Zach's trying to get jacked, remember?
I want to get Jake too, kind of.
Don't you eat my lunch.
Get built.
Advice that'll go for miles.
What the fuck is up, Miles Nation? How's everybody doing tonight? Slobbers, knobbers?
Doing pretty good.
Slobbers and knobbers. Oh my god, that's a blowjob reference right out the gate.
You ever
Right out the
wanted to
gate.
be soaked?
Soaked.
Have you ever wanted
It's
to
getting hot
be slimy? And I'm talking downstairs.
Oh boy.
Put your slip and slide on
This
a
is
staircase.
you've been
That's
3
I think
for
a slip and
3
slide
of
could be good.
gross.
Where is this going? Culture has become too restrictive.
Maybe it's that spike ball game. I saw him playing it on his Instagram the other day. Typically, it's something he's done that week.
Slobbers and knobbers.
But I don't know why it would be.
Who's
He'd be
this?
all wet.
And I want
Do it at the-
everybody to slap bellies.
Okay, beach games, suntan
I think it's that
lotion,
spike ball
jump
game.
in the ocean.
I saw him playing it.
Be honest about being horny.
There's no way you didn't blow out your own.
Wait,
mic
that's
just
the advice?
Yes.
okay.
Positivity.
Whoa.
People are too shy about being horny.
Wow, this is
So
That's true. Yeah,
normally
I mean, yeah, it's like if I was horny right now, which I'm not, guys. I
Okay.
mean, maybe now I am a little bit because Miles said it.
a little horned up.
Thank
But-
you, Ned.
Why would I? Why it's
Well,
it's
hey.
not appropriate for me to say in front
Ned,
of Zach.
well,
what
it's-
if
I
it
want
turns
you to be
Zach on?
comfortable.
Maybe
I
What if
want
his
you.
big old boner starts getting in my way?
Ned, the hand is on the shoulder and it's not moving. I want you to be comfortable. Tell me about your horned up problems.
I want to
bro.
know more from Miles. Explain yourself.
That's right. I feel like people are not horny enough, okay?
Ned.
Okay,
Ned? I feel like you're not horny enough.
Don't single him
you don't
out.
know my life, Miles. I'm the only one of us who
I
is
want
proven
to
to
go
have
around
had
and say
sex.
the last time you were horny. No, I just think that there's something about
Now, are
it.
you talking about with your friends or with your partner?
I guess not at
What are you
work, so this
talking
is pretty
about?
inappropriate.
I don't think it's
Who
good to
needs
say
to-
at work in front of your coworker.
Are you going to
Yeah,
be
I'm
tweeting
feeling
it?
Pretty horned up right now.
Oh yeah, what if you just send them a tweet? Just feeling a little horny today. What
Sure.
about you? I don't know. People aren't.
What about you?
No, we're
Now
normalizing
it's a tweet.
discussion.
Yeah, we're normalizing.
When's the last
horniness.
time you were horny, Jack?
Yeah.
La. Well, an hour.
Probably
ago.
this week. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, when you walked in?
As soon as the podcast started, right before that.
Yeah. We slowly decreased that sensation.
Probably over the weekend. The weekend's a good time for horning.
It is. I'd say I'd argue the best time.
So you don't
for
have a
horning.
Tuesday morning horny,
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not saying I couldn't,
but you didn't.
but no, I don't think I did. Not this morning. And the electrician had to come.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
I mean,
And I did.
sometimes the plot of all pornos.
Yeah.
So what exactly are you saying, Miles?
I just think people should be like, feeling horny, guys. Kind of like that.
You think
know?
you don't?
You don't think that's
I think there's
like
actually
not-
there's
not
a.
great?
I guess, yeah, probably bad.
What do you guys
call.
want to do this weekend? You want to see a movie? I'm feeling horny.
I don't know.
That changes what you do with your friends. I
That's
think that's
right.
great advice.
I don't think.
I don't know.
Kind of reframes it.
I'm not sure if America's problem is too much resistance of their sexual urges.
Well, no, just, legalize horniness. Is
Hell
all.
yeah.
I just want people to be like,
But maybe
yeah.
if they talked about it more openly and candidly, then we wouldn't have all these problems, Keith.
It's
Perhaps it's the
possible.
repression
So
of our
you're saying
horniness.
like the way recently people are a bit more open about talking about like their mental health.
Yeah, people are like, hey, I like going
Issues.
through, I deal with depression. I'm feeling horny.
I think it's gonna cause some sexual harassment cases.
I don't- yeah,
because you
that's not
can't
what we
just
want.
tell people.
But Miles, that is what it is.
I guess that's
talking
true.
about being. Can you imagine a 50-year-old boss?
Yeah.
and a 20-year-old secretary, and the
Yeah, he
boss
doesn't
says,
feel
"I'm
horny."
feeling horny." They're like, "How's your weekend?" Well, I've been pretty horny lately, because that's
Okay.
what you're
Yeah,
saying.
that's fair.
Miles' advice
some-
next week
like-
is no boundaries. Set them and respect them.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a
it's
good
cool
point.
to talk about sex with your friends and talk about
yeah. Honestly,
being horny, I guess. But like,
scrap the advice. Play spike ball.
Boo. Coward.
I'm sorry, Jack. I got nervous.
oh man,
They shamed my horniness.
They did.
Hashtag
Well-
legalize horny for Miles.
God.
I was on
no,
board.
I
I am
support.
on board. I just not.
Miles is going to go to HR and tell him that he was shamed for his horniness.
They would shame me for being too horny.
I gotta shout out. Somebody made the Twitter account Second Try HR and just started
that's
tweeted
funny.
out a fake complaint, and I think it's very funny.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's
yeah,
clever.
like that's a good
Yeah, because
handle.
Miles,
it's a good
Miles
way to-
tweeted about my hog.
When you put the two things together, it does seem bad for me.
It's probably pretty good relationship advice to
Yeah.
be
That's
a little,
kinda- yeah.
be more open
Yes,
about your sexual desires.
I
in the
guess.
context
You
of
want to
your
be boring
relationship.
about it. Tell your partner.
Yeah, tell your partner. Yeah, no, that's good. Be like, hey, babe, I'm feeling pretty horny, and they might be like, sorry, I like have to go eat lunch or something.
Yeah, but
you're
like it's
shooting your
good that you
shot.
talked about it rather than like
Yeah.
keeping it inside or something.
Pretending not to be horny.
I
Like,
guess you could tell your parents. I think I'm trying to think of scenarios which
Scenarios
is
when it is okay to
probably
say I'm
going to
horny.
be okay. And
Siblings.
Tell your
Yeah.
pastor.
pastors definitely love to
they
hear
want
about
to
that
know.
shit.
Too,
They love
usually.
that
Oh,
shit.
They want to be
God.
like,
They get off on it.
Naughty list. They check them.
Your
Not
rabbi.
pastors as much as
I mean, Catholic
priests.
priests and
Your
the
rabbi.
confessional, you know.
Yeah, pastors. Yeah, I don't think.
I don't think they want to know.
They're like,
Yeah.
so what do you have to confess for? Well,
Feeling
You done anything
horny.
hot lately? You can tell me.
Yeah.
God.
Maybe it's, you know what? It's the context too. Don't look in someone's eyes and say, I'm horny.
No, that feels.
I think you need to say,
boy.
I've been feeling horny lately.
There we go.
And you
Yeah.
should have a little like a tinge of shame in it.
I've been feeling horny lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I look you in the eyes and say,
It doesn't feel good.
hey, Miles,
Yeah.
I'm horny.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
It
it's
feels
too
like a
engaging.
threat.
Doesn't work.
It's an
Yeah, it's not
invitation.
good.
I'd say the more sustained the eye contact is, the worse that it is.
Look away and say
Honestly,
horny.
I think pretty much in every situation outside of the office and outside of like probably one-on-one interactions with like a true stranger.
Yeah.
Hey, Uber driver, I'm horny. But like, I think it's okay
small
with your
talk.
friends.
What if
Okay
you
with
just
your
call an
partner,
Uber
certainly.
to a strip club and they're like, am I
you up to
going to
tonight? I'm horny.
Sexy Sevens? And like, yeah, that's right. I'm horny. And then they're going to be like, checks out.
Yeah.
Checks out. You're going.
And you've
Nothing weird
also
about that.
Hey, that
said
probably
where
seems
your
all right.
horned energy is going.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't have to deal with your horn.
It's like, it's not about you.
right.
I'm going to this destination where
the room.
hornery is accepted.
Yeah.
Is it better to talk about it in the past tense?
I was horny.
I was pretty horny last weekend.
Yeah.
That makes it better.
Right?
And there's not a current, because when you say it in the moment, part of it's like, is that a threat?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's intense.
Or a
Trying to
request.
Come on to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like last podcast, I was feeling really horny.
Yeah, maybe
I wouldn't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I want to hear that.
Maybe we do
I
a check-in and we talk about how we felt last podcast at the beginning of each new one.
I like that.
I
yeah.
also like saying horned up.
That's
because
better.
it's the same, but doesn't have the same knee at the end, which I feel like that's what makes it sexy gross.
Yeah.
But like, I'm all horned up is also funnier to say.
I'm trying to think if I've ever genuinely told someone that I'm horny.
That's not your partner.
I definitely haven't.
I don't think I've used
never
those
been like-
words.
Yeah, I don't
horny.
think I've. Yeah.
Call my butt on the phone.
Hey, what's up, man? I feel pretty horny. You guys want to hang out or?
Yeah, I feel like I've only said horny in reference to like a pet. Like, look at that horny little fucker.
Yeah.
Right.
Or like
A show.
quoting a movie from the 90s.
Right.
I'm glad that we exhausted this from every angle.
Yeah.
And I think what we've decided, super
Is-
cool. Go for it.
Is
No,
most
no, no.
cases, think about it.
Yeah, read the room for sure.
Read the
murky.
room. Well, Jack, thanks so much for joining
What a
us.
note to end on.
Really
Jack,
what?
where can people find you online?
They can find me at hornedup.net. We just started.
Jack at hornedup.net.
Big paywall. Find me at youtube.com/jacksfilms. That's all I got for you.
It's
And
Jack's
on
Films.
OnlyFans.
Why?
And- well,
why,
yeah, that's-
why real quick? Why Jack's Films?
I wanted to keep myself open. Whenever I made the channel, I didn't want to lock myself in a genre or a certain type of anything. I didn't want those pesky numbers either. It's like Try Guys. You know, like, what do you try? Well, I don't try anything, you know? Jackson, what kind of films do you make? You name them. Although I largely do stick to comedy, but, you wouldn't know that from the name. So wanted to keep my options open.
Jack's Films is better sounding than Jack's Comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? 'Cause I was like, Jack's Comp, and like, Jack's
Also in
Films,
my
though.
mind,
Anything.
Jack's haha box.
Oh, God, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
Jack's Horny Palace.
That's my second channel.
Yeah.
I never want to end.
Oh my
I get
gosh,
sad
Jack's
when-
off.
We got stuff to do.
That's the horny channel.
Well, that was my
Yeah, that's
nickname
the
in
horny
high
channel.
school. I was Mehoff. They called me Mehoff.
oh,
Yeah.
it's Jack's.
Nice.
Jack.
There it is.
There
it
Guys,
is.
please subscribe to the show. Rate it. Helps people find it. Blah, blah, blah. You know the drill. Keith, here's with the official TryPod theme song.
We've thought about it. We think you shouldn't say that you're horny out loud
Yeah.
unless it's to someone who's already said it to you before. Because they've opened the door to Horny Town. It's the TryPod.
Until next time, stay horny.
That's a good takeaway.
Let me do it again, Miles. Cut it out. Until next time, stay beautiful.